streamers is Lieutenant General Dave R. Palmer. Established in 1978 in memory of the late Brigadier General John H. Pigman, the Superintendent's Award streamer to the outstanding companies in the 1st Regiment are presented to Company C, commanded by Cadet Captain Darrell D. Dodge. Company D, commanded by Cadet Captain Kevin R. Kearns. Announcement is made of the winning companies of the 1991 Spring Drill Streamers for Spring Review's 2nd term, academic year 1990-1991. Presenting the streamers is Brigadier General David A. Bramlett. The streamer for the 2nd Regiment winner is presented to Company D, commanded by Cadet Captain David F. Dwyer.
This is the gate of the Lord. The righteous shall enter into it.
Lift up your hearts to the holy place.
Bless the Lord, who made heaven and earth.
We have, of course, on the altar Father Owen Mullen and Father Bob Drummond. Bishop Patrick A. Hearn is the development president, you might say, for the Archdiocese of New York, a close friend and somebody that we revere to the highest degree. So we certainly welcome him to be with us this evening.
Straining to excel. That is what brought you here to West Point. The desire to be pushed to your full potential. Mediocrity never crossed your mind. You came here to do your best and to be your best. The Apostle Paul, that towering figure of the early church, calls you to develop the fullness of your potential not only as a military person, but as a real human individual created by him. He calls you beyond excellence in studies, in leadership, in the martial sciences, so-called. He calls you to open your hearts wide to God's grace, God's amazing grace. He challenges you to develop to the full the inner man, the inner woman, the person that you are in the depths of your being.
Since our day, 1987. Remember that day? I'm sure you won't forget it. Just a quick thing, I know it's late. I'd just like to have one little prayer. I'm speaking to God in your name, if I may have that permission. And I'd like us all now to bow our heads. Oh Lord, we thank you on this beautiful night when all of our graduates and their loved ones are gathered together at this Mass. We have come to thank you for all that you have done for us. Yes, as cadets, we did sacrifice a great deal. We gave up many things and privileges that others our age and ability were able to do. We bid farewell this night to Kleds and Sleds and Poop and Boodle, Green Girls and Area Tours and Sammy and PMI, Cows and Yucks and Beast and Buckner, OPPs and Stout. But out of all this, plus the leadership, athletic, and academic opportunities that were placed before us, hopefully, O Lord, we have achieved a level of competence and character which will enable us to care for and lead our troops in peacetime and in crisis, wherever that might be in our world.
We pledged our thanks and gratitude to all of the parents, all the friends, all the sweethearts who saw you through, And now just a word of thanks to the cast of thousands who put this beautiful liturgy together.
I'd like to call upon Mr. Gene Root, who's the Chief of Operations and Maintenance Division of the Director of Engineering and Housing for West Point, to introduce our baccalaureate speaker tonight. Mr. Root has been a professional engineer for 20 years, and he's a recipient of the United States Army Superior Civilian Service Award.
And class of 91, and families, and friends, and guests, it's really my honor to introduce Colonel Lou Zeckley.
Graduation, most certainly, is one of those special moments deserving a permanent place in your episodic memory. But you're not quite there yet. Still have a couple of days. So allow me to describe the memories of my graduation. 42 years ago, June 7, 1949. I recall very little of it. I do recall sitting in the field house politely but impatiently, awaiting the moment when I could race back to barracks, put on that new uniform, hop into that new Buick, and drive off into the sunset. Feel those last days, take them with you, capture those cherished moments yet to come in your lives. May they be many. You made it through the crucible. Sapere momentum, how sweet it is. Thank you.
This is my charge to you cadets. A few weeks ago, General Schwarzkopf addressed the Corps of Cadets here at West Point. He recalled one of his classmates at the academy, good friend, fellow soldier, who to him epitomized the leader of character that West Point strives to produce for our nation. When he described him as Jewish from New Jersey, you members of the Jewish Chapel Squad ought to have been, and probably were, surprised and proud. Some of our Jewish cadets who are from New Jersey garnered some smiles from their friends in the row. In fact, that graduate was none other than Lieutenant General Sidney Weinstein, who was our baccalaureate speaker here in this chapel several years ago. It's important to remember that Jews have stood in the long gray line ever since the very first class graduated here 189 years ago, and they have served this country as leaders in military and civilian life. And yet, you need to also remember you're part of an even longer line, for you are the inheritors of a chain of tradition that stretches back over 3,500 years. The Jewish people have given the world the Torah, whose beliefs and values have given birth to Christianity and Islam and have shaped the course of human history. And I want you to remember that wherever you'll be, you'll always be few in number, but it's not quantity that counts. To take but one example, while Jews constitute only 1/3 of 1% of the population of this planet, they have produced nearly 100 Nobel Prize winners. So my charge to you is to seek strength and guidance in your religious heritage, and throughout your lives, always be proud to be a Jew, to be an American, to be a graduate of the United States Military Academy, and try to live up to your life's ideals in service to your God and your country. May God bless you in all your future endeavors, and may your enthusiasm never wane in all the years ahead.
of 1991 is an occasion of high and hot honor for all of us. Tonight, in this religious ceremony, in which we invoke the presence of God with prayers and song, we place on the head of you seniors the Laureate of God, that crown of achievement whereby we say, well done. But rather than looking back on these 4 years at West Point, I would like to look ahead. The Laureate is for what you have achieved. The Lieutenant Bars, which you will soon receive, is for the potential that the government has placed in you in terms of leadership and character. And as you receive the Laureate, graduates from the United States Military Academy, men and women of faith, most of whom have been part of this Christian community, I hope you will learn something of the character of Navy. That there might be on you, on your character, that stamp, not for sale. And in this moral, ethical climate of the 1990s, when there seems to be so many people who are out to please themselves, they don't care who gets hurt or how they compromise on what's right. The powerful drive for success. So I say to you members of the class of 1991, I hope you will say to your heritage, I'm not for sale. Many of you have grown up in homes where you've learned love. You grew to know self-esteem. You saw in the standards of your home those things that taught you what was right. When it comes to your heritage, I hope you'll say, I'm not for sale. Remember the cadet prayer, which tells us and reminds us and asks for God's help to choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong, and never to be content with a half-truth when the whole can be won. Day and night, in your thoughts, think right thoughts, those things that are true, those things that are good, those things that are pure, those things that are lovely, those things that honor God. Fill your mind with these things. That's a spiritual muscle, so that when the pressures come, and they will come, and you stand between the tremendous drives of the appetite and what you know to be right, you will have cultivated that inner muscle of integrity, of faith, so that you can stand and say, I am not for sale.
I'm Holly Fishburne. I was captain of the women's soccer team this year. We went Division I for the first time this year, and we had a great season. We ended up about 14-5. We just missed the ECAC tournament, but we had a really good season, and next year I'm going to be grad assistant for the team, so I hope that we're going to be even better, because I'm just going to be sticking around and supporting it.
My name is Reginald Moore, and I was a center fielder on this year's Army baseball team. We came in second place this year, second to Princeton University. They took 4 games in the last weekend to win the league. We did really successful though. We were 21-13-1, which is the best record we've had since I've been here. We also took 2 games from Navy this year, which makes that 5 out of the last 6. This is my lovely mom here, Mrs. Barbara J. Moore, and I owe her a lot of my success in my career. Anything else? I leave this academy with six academy records. I'm pretty proud of that. And I just hope that the legacy of the baseball team goes on.
Kevin Williams, track team, 4 years, 4-year letter winner. I ran the half-mile. Track team's been good to me for the last 4 years. Been an integral part of West Point. We've set numerous records. Tony Benitez set the mile record this year. Aaron Polk set the 5,000 meter record this year, the steeple record this year. Set the half-mile record this year. We set a couple relay records. We won pen relays in the 4x1 and in the sprint medley relay. We placed second in the HEPS, which was first for the academy in a long time. Track team's done really well. I want to thank everybody for their support over the last 4 years. And I did. Sprint medley relay team won pen relay watches this year. It's quite an accomplishment. And want to thank everybody and thank Mom and Dad for all their support.
My name is Tom Pettit. I'm a member of the 150-pound football team. During the 4 years I've been here, probably 150s has probably been the closest group that I've been associated with, and a real strong sense of family we developed among our team. And that's probably one of the biggest things I remember about here and the fellows that I played football with for those 4 years.
Yeah, I'm Robert Dawson. I'm on the track team. I think the most important thing I really got out of the track team is the companionship of the team. We were always really close as a class on the team, and I think the companionship there and learning how to be a team, really, when you're an individual sport and you're trying to fight for a team goal is really applicable to the Army and applicable to my leadership.
I'm going to go to Fort Riley, Kansas after I leave here. I'm going to be a GA for 6 months and help out with the team. I've had 4 great years here. I've had great coaches, good experience. We've had 4 winning seasons, and I'm really happy I've had a good experience as I had, although I'm kind of sad it's ending right now.
All right, I'm Dave Wills, and I went ahead and I ran 4 years varsity track for the academy. I ran with Kevin Williams, who spoke earlier, and Tony Benitez. Aaron Polk, who qualified for nationals and is back tonight. I guess the biggest thing we accomplished this year, we took second in the heptagonal championships. Also won the IC4A championship in sprint medley, setting a school record, I believe, and won me a pen relays watch. That's the biggest thing. You know, that's my biggest accomplishment here at the academy.
My name is Mark Masson. I was captain of the men's swimming team this year. We had a very successful season. We defeated Navy for the 3rd time in a row. Made it 3 years in a row for my class. Next year, the team will be looking for our 4th straight victory over the Naval Swim Team. We had a great year. I was proud to be a member of the Army swimming team.
For your enjoyment this morning, the United States Military Academy drill team was formed prior to the brigade review. The drill team was formed in 1985 by cadets in order to promote the art of exhibition drill. The performing block consists of 16 cadets under the command of the trainer, Cadet Corporal Anthony Judge of Company Golf Corps. The weapon used by the drill team weighed approximately 10.5 pounds. It is the M14 semi-automatic rifle 6 bayonet. This is the same weapon that the Corps uses in brigade reviews. Throughout the year, the drill team performs at many different community functions, exhibitions, and ceremonies in the Northeast area. These include performances for Boy Scout Troop Award ceremonies, Veterans Day parades, and a televised welcome home performance to returning Desert Storm troops. Additionally, the drill team performs for the enjoyment of the Corps cadets and the West Point community during Army football halftime and on the plane prior to parade. The cadet in charge of the drill team is Cadet Sergeant Eric Larkin of Company Charlie 4.
Presenting United States Military Academy Drill Team.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the United States Military Academy Drill Team, the bayonet.
Welcome to West Point. You will, in the next hour or so, join with me and all at West Point in the great exhilaration of pride that we have in these fine young Americans and these outstanding members of the USMA class of 1991.
This ceremony today tangibly recognizes all our award recipients who have, in a special way, in their academic, military, athletic, and extracurricular endeavors, displayed the character needed to lead and serve our nation. It is indeed fitting that the following 4 cadets are recognized today will be presented awards for leadership, military development, academics, and athletics. These 4 cadets are representative of the excellence that has been achieved by the class of 1991. Our next award will recognize leadership. Cadet Douglas P. McCormick is the recipient of the Pershing Sword Award to the graduating cadet first captain and brigade commander. This award was established in 1929 and is presented in the name of the late General Charles G. Dawes in commemoration of General John J. Pershing, the first captain of the Corps of Cadets in 1886. Brigadier General Bramlett will make the presentation.